Can we have Hila as a guest on our podcast?
No.
Why? Because people think like I hate her or she doesn't like me or something. Like I feel like we need to have like, because like you know what I mean. Like I like Hila so much.
She could sit in. Yeah, she could probably sit in.
You just said no. Now you're like,
It's just a snap judgment. She's busy. Don't talk about Hila. We're cutting this part out. She doesn't want to be talked about.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm serious. We have to cut this.
That's fucking crazy. Like, what's even the point? She doesn't want to be talked about.
Because she doesn't like that you're always bringing her up and saying how she doesn't like you and all this shit because it's not true and she finds it annoying because she doesn't want people to start thinking that like she doesn't actually like you.
Well, she doesn't.
Well,
she doesn't.
Well, whatever. Just cut it out, Dan. I'm serious.
I'll talk about it in mine. I don't care because that's so bullshit. I'm gonna stop talking about my personal life altogether then too.
Okay, whatever.
And then turn the H3 podcast and boring and it'll just go down the tubes and no one will care because you guys are not honest and open about shit. So and you cut everything out that's personal. It's like whatever. Wow, you can't even like mention her.
We mentioned her last episode. Because you you know what? Leave it in.
No.
Every time
No, don't.
You
I don't
go,
care.
why does Hila hate me? And she's like, I don't hate her. It's super annoying. Why does she keep saying that?
And
And
why
it's
doesn't she
causing
text me? Like just text me.
you.
Be like, hey, I don't hate you. You know what I mean? Like, but when she's like telling stuff about Moses,
'Cause I always
I
say-
don't care.
Yeah, we should cut this. Let's just move on.
No, but like in general, like I'm telling you now, like she needs to text me and just be like, hey, I don't hate you, you know? But it's like she's telling Moses like, oh, Trisha says this
I think,
and that. It's
okay,
like,
this is all off the record, but I think she's just really annoyed by the situation and she just needs some time.
what's the situation that I said
Not anything to do with you, with Moses.
What'd he do?
He like is always, honestly, it has nothing to do with you.
Okay, so,
And I don't want to get in the middle of it.
So
but
why
it's
did
between
it-
him and her.
But she literally brought me up because I was like, we were watching TikTok and I saw the thing being like at 1 a.m. in the morning. She was like, what are you telling Trisha? Like, why is she saying this stuff on the podcast? Like all this stuff.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, because she was irritated because you were like, I'm not inviting mom. And she was like, dude, why? Like, my mom doesn't need to see that. And I know,
God.
but then but it's like, Moses, why are you telling her that you're not close to us and that you're not close to your mom and you're not inviting your mom
but
to the
you guys
wedding?
talked about Moses on the podcast well before we started this one.
But it's not true.
And he's not public. You guys were talking about him and shit. Whatever. It's so fake. And that's why H3 is not what it was because you guys are fake as fuck and cut things out.
Okay,
Shit.
you're like on a thing now. So.
I'm not. I just think it's so fake. It's so bullshit. It's like, oh, let's talk about everything
Hila
with your
asked
life.
not to be included, and I'm
Okay.
respecting her request.
Then I'm not talking about anything personal anymore.
Okay.
I won't talk about Moses. I won't talk about me. Like, it's just whatever. Who cares?
Should we? Well,
Make it boring. Cut it. I even cut all of it. I literally couldn't care less. Let's just keep going.
why are you so upset?
It's just so bullshit. You guys are such bullshit. You guys are so fake, and it's like actually annoying.
Why is it fake that Hila doesn't want?
Because you're like, don't get in the middle of it, but then it's also I see that it's about me and that my name's brought up, and it's like, okay, if my name's being
It's
brought
not
up,
about you. It's between Hila and her brother. Why do you need to get involved in that dynamic? Just let them sort it out. How is that fake?
But now you're like, don't talk about Hila, even though we can talk about Moses.
She
we can talk
needs-
about everybody. We talk about
No,
like,
she
my
doesn't
family.
like that you. Every
talk about
episode
my
we have the
sister
same
on
conversation.
OnlyFans.
We have the same conversation every episode. Where
I
you
didn't
say
even bring her up in
Hila
a bad
doesn't
way.
like me.
I didn't even bring her up in
Hila
a bad
doesn't
way.
ever say hi to
I was
me.
like, hey, can we have her as a guest? And then you're like, cut all that. Actually, she doesn't want to be talked about. Period. Oh, okay, she's too good for this podcast. All right, cool. I don't give a fuck.
No, because I know she does. She needs some time.
Okay, cool.
I'm away from all this.
Great.
And you go, I came in, you start off always by saying, I came in and Hila didn't greet me and she was super rude. And Hila's like, that's bullshit.
I totally didn't say that. When
You
did I
say
say
that
she
about
was
me
rude?
too. And she goes, that's bullshit. I'm always nice to her. I like her. the
Oh
whole
my
thing
God.
is
First of all,
stupid.
never
And
said
people
that
are
she
going to
was rude
start,
to
and
me. I
she's,
never said she was rude to me ever.
you say she doesn't greet you nicely. Shit
I've
like
never said that about Hila ever. I've said that about you. I've never said that about Hila. Find that in the tape. Like I hate when you say that stuff. Just like last episode, when
You
you're like,
always
"Oh,
say it,
I did
and
tell you
it's
that there
not
was a booty
true.
episode, and you never find it, and then you just glaze over it. You're like, you did say that. Show me where I said that in a video and anything. I never said that once about Hila. Like that's bullshit. I hate when you put that shit in my mouth. Like that's so stupid.
I feel like you always, you just did it now. You talk about how she doesn't like you. And Hila's like, I like her. I don't
didn't.
want
I
her
said,
you to keep
"We want
saying
the
that.
Fucking tapes. I said
'Cause-
have her as a guest on because people think she doesn't like me and that I don't like her, and that's not true, and that's why I think she should be on. And then you're like, cut that. We can't talk about her. Oh, okay, she's too fucking good for this podcast. Cool, love that. Bitch, I don't give a shit. Leave it. I don't care. Cut it all out. Who cares? I just keep on with this. I don't care. Like. I don't care, and that's why I don't like. I'm not comfortable coming in this house because, like, I'm sorry.
I'm not
she's
sure how to
too good,
respond because
talk
I
about
feel
it,
like
all
you're
this shit.
having like a, You're having like
I said, let's just move on then.
an
Like, we don't have
issue.
to talk about it anymore. You're the ones that talk about it.
Okay, let's move on. You want to move on?
For us, okay.
It's not like that. You guys can chat off
Don't
the
talk
show.
about me, even though I'm on the fucking H3 podcast channel for you guys, getting you guys more views overall, more subscribers overall. You guys were getting 300,000 views this summer, so fuck off. Oh, but I'm too good. Don't talk about me, even though you're on my fucking channel.
So you are taking credit for the renaissance of the H3 podcast.
For sure. You guys, of course, I saw it this summer. It was fucking tanking. But, and I'm on this, and people are more subscribing. People will say, I see it all the time. Not saying I'm the whatever, but people are like, I came here because of Trish. Like, I found it because, of course, I bring a new audience to this channel. So it's like, but I'm too good for it to be talked about, even though I'm on the fucking H3 podcast channel.
You're literally taking
like this
something way outrageous.
Honestly. And then not in this house. Like, I feel uncomfortable coming here.
I don't know what to do because you're having like a moment.
I'm not. I'm like, honestly, can just move on from it. But like, I just hate people who think they're just too fucking good for shit.
It's not she's too good.
She has a fucking podcast. When you have a podcast, you're talked about. Your life's talked about. You guys talked about Moses and me. Well before we did this podcast, you guys talked about us. Never once asked me anything.
No, it's because you always make the same comment about her.
You asked me one thing this summer, or when me and Moses started dating. You never, but you guys talked about me.
I don't even know what you're on about.
Just all this shit.
She just doesn't want you.
She's too
not
good.
Too good.
Don't fucking mention my name. Meanwhile, you guys can talk about whoever you want. You guys talked about me all spring without
you can talk about whatever you want too. She just doesn't like that you always come on and make the same comment.
Podcast. She's not a fucking private figure. She has a podcast on this fucking
you guys
channel.
are family. It's different.
No, fuck off.
You're with her brother.
I won't come back here. Like if you want me, I know you guys own that fucking building too, but like I'm not gonna come back in this house because I'm so over it. She has a fucking podcast. She's a public figure.
What about the pizza
you guys
surprise?
Talk shit about us. Like I'm so fucking over it,
dude. It's not like that.
But it is. You guys had free reign to talk about, especially me. You guys didn't even contact me. You guys were talking to Moses, but not me, and talked about me all spring. My relationship with Moses, all this stuff.
It's a family issue.
Okay.
It's between Moses and Hila.
Okay, cool. Great.
Why don't you believe that?
And it was between me and Moses this spring, but you guys had a fucking chime in about, I don't like it. That's what she said.
And when Moses
was like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
When Moses asked me not to talk about it, we stopped talking about it.
You guys didn't.
Yes, we did. After the time when I showed the text between
all this is gonna be cut. It's so pointless. I literally don't care. Cut it. Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit about you guys. Like I literally don't care. And Moses doesn't like you, and you guys don't like him, and that's cool. I'm happy.
That's stupid.
But it's true. It's so true.
Well, that's fucked up. That's the kind of shit you say that makes Hila mad because you go, Moses doesn't like you, and so what you're doing is you're causing problems in their family.
That's so not true.
And that's fucked up.
You told Trisha this.
She doesn't want any more of that.
Excuses. It's like who the fuck are you, bitch?
Say what? What did she say?
She said I read it. I saw it because I was on fucking TikTok.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't read his private fucking message with his sister.
When I'm on TikTok and there's a message that comes up and I see it, I'm not reading it. I see it.
Yeah,
and
no, you're reading his private messages with his sister. You shouldn't do that unless he shares it with you.
And he does.
Okay, so what did he say? So what did she say?
We're not even talking about it.
It's not. Look, exactly. This is what she doesn't want.
But when my name's being brought up, I'm not gonna fucking.
She's not talking about you. She's having a conversation with her brother.
All right, cool. And then we'll just move on.
Yeah, I think we should move on. We have pizza on the way. You're just gonna forsake all the pizza.
I don't want to like come back here for real, like to the house, because I don't feel comfortable. It's her house. Like I don't want to be in here.
You don't want to eat the pizza?
We can finish this episode, but like I'm just telling you.
Are you still excited for the pizza or
Right?
no?
Yeah, I can't wait.
That's sarcastic. I'm still excited for the pizza. Can we move past this?